Hello friend, welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. Welcome back to my shop. Here you are looking with me at the 2005 Toyota Tundra, approximately 115,000 miles. But the owner says, hey, my headlights are foggy. I realize I can see not so good like when it was clear, so they asked me if I can clear it up for them. Before using my 3M set, I always have to make sure that I don't damage the paint around here while performing that cleaning. So I need to tape it off, right? With something thick. The tape needs to be few layers thick, otherwise that wheel can cut through it and damage the paint. If you have only some super strong tape, which you are afraid that you will put it on and then it will rip off the paint, I'll show you a trick. Right? If I'm worried about this paint on this panel, and it's really sticky, hard, so this is what you do. Put it on your pants. That gets some of that paint off, right? Now I know it will stick there, it will protect the surface, yet when I will be removing it, it will give up way easier. The first thing is to go ahead, start cleaning it, right? And clean as much as possible of the debris, dried up bugs on it and so on, right? So you start with the thorough clean up of the lens. From other videos, you know I keep reusing again and again this kit, the Headlight restoration system from 3M. I used it so many times I lost the track already, and it still can be used today. The entire procedure starts with removing that hazed surface, right? So this is P500, the gold sandpaper, and I can either go and waste a lot of time with doing it by hand. Now what I want to point out, now it's time for a lot of water, right? Because the water lubricates this area, is washing off the material which was removed, so it's important. So I can do this by the hand, or if I have a drill, I can speed up this process. This was the part of the entire kit, if you buy it, right, for yourself. So I stick it on, right, it's a stick-on system. Put it on my drill and I will show you how much faster it will be. And this is the first time I will say it's time to cover everything. What do you don't want to waste too much time on cleaning later? I showed you this on the Sequoia, right? I did it on my Sequoia too. I didn't do that, and in the later stage, when I was using those pastes, it shot all over here, and that was a real pain to clean. So here we go. Right? Remember, lubricant. So in this stage, definitely, do you see that yellowness? Let me zoom on it for you. That will be a detail. Do you see how it's coming off and how quickly it's coming off? And that's why we have that tape, so the wheel doesn't go, right, and destroys the paint around. And lubrication, don't forget, right? That lubricates sandpaper and washes away that residue which we removed. And look how hazy it's becoming, right? And that's good. If you ever try to do it, the best is you follow the manual, right? And the manual says you are applying only very light or medium pressure. It's not about the pressure, it's about the sanding, right? So you continue until you remove the all yellow stuff from the rents, right? and you have perfectly uniform surface without the yellow spots. You don't want to finish this stage, the first stage, too early, but if you do, you will be coming back and redoing it. So, you know, take your time, make it perfectly uniform, and only then move on the next stage. I keep washing it off and rechecking, but I believe the all yellow stuff is gone and I can move on. And now the lens, it's very rough and it has those sand scratches, I can see them, right? So the next stage is about removing those. So you are taking different sanding wheel, right, out with a P500, the gold one, and we are taking P800 right now. I will make it wet again because it's wet sandpaper, right? This might be still brand new because the kit doesn't have just one of these. There are like 3 or 4, that's why it lasted so long. And it's the same. Now I'm removing the scratches. It's basically way more finer sandpaper. I am applying the same principle, very light pressure. I will be lubricating it often, right, as we did before. If you talk anybody who does body work or paint, right, and they are wet sanding, they will tell you wipe it and clean it as often as possible, right? Sink this in the water, clean the sandpaper. That makes your work way more efficient, you will not damage anything, and so on. Now, how long you will continue this stage? They say, well, until you don't see those very rough cuts, which were from the previous sandpaper. Also what manual says, doing this stage a little bit longer than shorter will make your future work actually way easier. So let's zoom on it so you can see on which state or stage I will let it go, right? Those hard scratches are totally gone. Now it looks like a very fine surface. So let's go to the next. And next will be still sanding, but instead of P800, right? It will be P3000. And as you can imagine, the difference in the number, it's huge, right? So P3000 means it's still sandpaper, but it's way finer, right? If you look on the grid on the sandpaper, the 40 will be the roughest sandpaper, right? And then it's 60, then you have 80, 100. So higher the number, the finer the sanding. Right now the manual says even more extra. They speak about applying of water and, you know, doing this. So I kept telling you about it, right? That it's good habit. Now even the manual says keep as much water as possible. And here we are basically starting to polish the whole thing, right? And here is the same advice in the manual. Extra sanding on this stage will be helpful and making your work easier in the next compounding stage. So I can see a huge difference, right? It's becoming way more clear. So I believe I'm ready for that compounding polishing stage. So I have to remove P3000 from this holder, and I'm putting this orange disc, which again was part of the set. Now I need to put a rubbing compound, 3M rubbing compound, and that's the only thing which I ran out in the past, so I have to use my own. And what I have here in my shop, what I bought in past, it's Maguire's. It's a mirror glaze #1 swirl remover 2.0. Here you can see how much cut it does, right? So you always need to really mix it since it was sitting forever, right? And then I will apply small amount of it on this tool, right? So I'm just trying to do it in front of you. And here where you need this masking, because if this starts moving too fast by accident, you pull the trigger too much, that will spray all over. So first, this is the size I've chosen, and first you rub it all over the lens, right? And now it's time to start polishing this lens. And this is basically the final polishing stage, right? This is when it needs to be finished. You might think, like me in the past, that if you will speed it up, right, it will happen faster or better. So I will switch to the #2, and this is what happened last time, right? Look at it. The drill is way faster, but it already starts spraying from it, right? So it will be all over me, it will be on the lid, it might be on the car if I will not cover it. It's really spraying off. I spent a couple of minutes on this last polishing stage. Let's see together. I can use this microfiber. This one should be clean, right? And let's see how good we did. Because now comes the moment of the truth. And I gotta tell you, that's incredible. I hope you can see yourself. All the yellow stuff is gone. This lens, it's perfectly clear. I can see inside. It's not brand new, but wow, it looks absolutely great. Obviously, if you are not happy, you just repeat this, right? You can go for a few minutes more with this compound. Also, if you guys are saying at home, maybe, hey, more Peter, more, we can also choose another compound. I have a bunch of them here. So let's see if we can make it even better. And let's try even more fun. And I have 2 more remaining bottles. This is medium cut cleaner, right? So no, this will be too rough. We are looking for some machine glaze, right? The cut is almost minimal. This is really polishing compound. Let's use this one. And all these compounds are different, so I will not mix it on top of this tool. I will mix it in the bottle and then use the dedicated applicator, right? From obvious reason, I don't want to mix it. So, and let's see what we can do with this product. I should have more of these, right? Which makes it faster. But guess what? We will try to apply this one for the final polishing purpose. Okay, I did it for 2 minutes. Again, the final cleanup. Now look at this. This lens starts actually looking like new. The owner, I can tell you, the owner will be super happy. I will give you that zoom on it again, right, the detail, because you want to see it from close. Look from these different angles, right? The lens, it's really perfectly transparent. And I'm not done, there is one more step for me to do. It's kind of preventative, right? I don't want the sun, it's winter, it's raining, but in the spring the sun will come back, and we don't want that yellow haze to come very soon back, right? So you see it's in the bag, so I keep these again. It's just for this product, and this is 3M synthetic wax protectant. I have really good experience with it, and that will be the final protective coat, right? I'm not trying to polish it anymore. I'm done with that. That's all done. But right now I want to wipe this in, and that's just a little bit of it, right? Wipe it in that plastic material, and this will keep protective coat, and it will postpone that yellowing of this plastic material. This method cannot completely stop it from happening, that's impossible, I will not lie to you, right? In my experience, I do it on all my cars. This is for a friend. I do it on all my cars. Here in California, sunny California, right, and we have so much sun, it starts fading approximately in like one season, right? Also, let's say 1 year. I will do it in January, and in the fall it's probably time to redo it, right? And I better get going to finish the other lens, right? This one is beautiful and done, but I still have one more to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video, you find it helpful, and make sure you are subscribed. I have way more coming your way. I will see you in the next one. Look at this truck. Did the owners just got a new headlights or something? Look at this. This is incredible. I must have bought somewhere brand new headlights. That's how it looks like. Don't you agree? I love it.